on the 12-yard line. Okay. So now they are in the power I, double tight end. We knew we'd see this too. It's a power run, and first and goal from the Wildcats, and a fumble, and wow, the Wildcats will take over. So they go to a power formation, and the Wildcats, as they come in tight, they want to play a little smash mouth. Wildcats were up to that, and forced fumbled.
Oh, yeah, number 41, Chandler Self on the fumble there. I mean, on the
recovery.
Yeah, the recovery and caused the fumble. He's the one that had the initial hit to knock the ball out of the running back's hands.
And the line of scrimmage is still the 1-yard line. So, wow, he didn't have, he couldn't have waited any longer to do that. Here come the Wildcats. Ethan Gutierrez is your quarterback. It's going to be a give up the middle, kind of the traditional Brawley dive series. I believe that was Young, number 23 on the carry, Danny?
Yep, Isaiah Young, number 23 on that carry, diving up the middle. No gain on that play. So it's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. No, they give them a yard.
Oh, they did. Okay. Good.
In the grand scope of things, Danny, I kind of agree with you, except if we get a first down by a yard. I agree with you. First quarter, 7:18 to play. Tom Ronco, Danny Tombach, and the Desert Review crew bringing you the webcast of exciting Brawley High Wildcat football for 2020. Remember, the 2021-22 season will start ostensibly in August. I can't see now, Danny, how they can hold that up, barring some kind of an event. And, we are living through one, so no guarantee we won't be dealing with another. 6:44 to go. I'd like to remind you, Wildcat football brought to you by Doc Barnitsky and Vision Care in Brawley, One World Beef Packers, and Desert RV. Back to passes. Gutierrez, it'll be his first pass of the game. Hits a slanting. I think that's Chandler, right? No. And anyway, he got tackled low, and that number 19, that's Nathan.
May.
Yeah, and Nathan is going to come off. They don't want anything to happen to him. Kind of a leg tackle, and again, everything's, but I don't blame the kids. You can't get 2 weeks to get ready after 16 months off. Things are going to get a little sloppy, Danny.
Yeah, plus he's a pretty big boy, too. You got to hit a little lower, I guess.
Yeah, well, they hit him low.
Yeah,
they hit him right at the ankle, and I don't care how strong you are, your ankles are in your knees are kind of your weaker points.
Right.
6-11, almost halfway through the first quarter. Brawley up 8-0, thanks to a nice fumble recovery by Chandler Self. Meanwhile, Gutierrez drops back, throws over the middle, and finds a receiver in number 8.
Yeah, Ruben Abarca.
Damien.
You got Damien?
Well, is it Damien or Ruben?
I got Ruben here. Ruben Abarca, number 8.
Okay, well, they have Damien here, so we'll change it to Ruben.
Let's make sure we got the same ones. You got Damien, I got Ruben.
All right, let me look. I got
double check.
I got something I think we can look at. Here we go.
Oh, the famous
sheet that I haven't gotten you a copy of. Ruben.
That was Ruben. Huh?
Yeah, you're Ruben. You're the man. I never doubted you. Doubted you. Okay, here we go. Brawley with 2nd and 5 after gaining 5 yards. Gutierrez back to pass, and something's going on, and they're going to call holding, I believe, on the Brawley High Wildcats. Gutierrez just rolls to his left and then runs out of bounds, but referee talking to whoever the culprit is who might have said something about, Tomas Rubio.
Number 72.
Yeah.
See if they call it, did they?
Okay, so here's a holding penalty. You see it, and it's from the spot of the foul. So not from the line of scrimmage, which is the 20-something. It's going to be from the backfield, the original line. So Brawley's going to lose 5 yards immediately and then lose 10 yards more. So the ball is now back down to the wait a minute. They're going to do it again. Okay. Even the referees aren't ready for this. Okay, and they're going to go 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Anyway, it looks to me, because it's not on the scoreboard, 7-yard line. All right, so Brawley now with a second and looks to me like 20-some-odd yards. Back to path, Ethan Gutierrez. He has a man out there. He throws. Nice catch by Jaden Figueroa, and Figueroa may have the first down. 3 defenders chasing Figueroa, Danny, and he still got him the ball.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Ethan Gutierrez, rolling out to the right and finding Jaden Figueroa, number 3, open, and that is a first down for the Wildcats. So that's a good play for the Wildcats, considering they were back almost 17 yards.
Yeah, well, they need some breathing room. Again, the kicking game, they still have their same punter, and that is Jaden Figueroa. So he's decided he didn't want to punt from his own end zone, so he made the catch. 4:40, clock been moving. Nobody's going out of bounds too much, the penalty. Now a quick throw by Ethan Gutierrez, and he was... Yeah.
Intended receiver was Ruben
Abarca.
Abarca.
Ruben Abarca. Everybody's got the... and that will stop the clock with 4:35 to go. And let us mention a few more of our fine sponsors on the Desert Review Wildcat Broadcasting webcast for you. And that would be Jordan Central Implements in Brawley, El Centro, and Indio. Clicka Parker Insurance Company in Brawley. And OK Rubber Tire Company on the highway. And they'll fix just about anything, including your tires, of course. But they do full mechanics work there. And on 2nd and 10, the Wildcats try, I think, Isaiah.
That was Isaiah, I believe.
And
number 23, Isaiah Young.
Yep, Isaiah Young will pick up about 3
yards. Yeah, it looks like 3.
Yeah,
spotted 3 yards.
It's really, really hard with the angle we're at. This is one of those stadiums. It's kind of nice, but it's kind of low. So, and the team is in front of all the numbers for the yard markers. So we can't really. We're kind of guessing in a certain way. It looks to me to be about the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7, and it's going to be a pitch on the end around. Here comes Jaden Figueroa. Nice block out there by number 8, Barca. Nice block. Just stayed home, picked out the guy that looked most aggressive. He had 3 people to pick, Danny, and I think he picked the right one.
Yes, he did. Yeah, that block by Barca, was enough for the first down again. And, yeah, the gain of about, I believe, well, at least 12, 13 yards, I believe. Good play, good blocking by the Wildcats. That's something we work with. I mean, John really loves to work with is the blocking scheme of the Wildcats. That's why a running game is successful many times.
Okay, that was a little sweet play, and Figueroa for the second consecutive play, or not consecutive, but second play in the drive, gets a first down. Back to path, Ethan Gutierrez. Now we're going to have another holding call, and he just had too much time. He's got to have a little clock in his head, Danny Tombach, and get rid of the football.
Yeah, he looked through his receivers, didn't see anybody open. Then he scrambled out to the left side, but there was a holding call.
And it's the first game. You weren't with us at Hoville. They were kind of easy on that, but this crew is not cutting anybody any slack. Let me tell you that. You're not, they're interpreting the rules, veteran referees that they are, and it's going to be tough on the kids. But like I said, when you count in your head 1, 2, 3, anything after 3, you're pushing your luck. Okay, that would be mine. Loss brings second major penalty against Brawley. 2 holes in this drive sets them back to about the 33. You're going to make it 2nd and like 20, but here's a big run, and I think Isaiah's loose. Can they catch him? Isaiah Young all the way for a touchdown. So that play had gotten nowhere 2 times in a row, and then Brawley came back, started one way, countered back to his right. Good blocking by the line, and that's going to be a 66-yard touchdown run for Isaiah Young.
A nice run by the Isaiah Young, and there was one of the linemen that grabbed his leg. He kept his feet moving and broke out to the outside to make the touchdown. So good job for Isaiah.
So Brawley comes up with the second. God, they have 85 yards on the touchdown now, 66 yards on a touchdown. And the Wildcats have jumped out to a 14-0 lead. And again, if you just joined us, Tom Ronco, Danny Tombach, want to remind you that the kicker, Jorge Haro, is not available until he can play multiple sports. This is going to be a give to number 6, I believe.
Number 6 is... Oh, I don't have number 6. You have number 6?
Maybe Abarca, number 8. I couldn't say.
Maybe it was Abarca again.
Well, whatever it was, it didn't work. So the run fails. But the Brawley High Wildcats are, because lead the Imperial Tigers by a score of 14-0 with 2:41 to go here in the first quarter. And Danny, there was a coach, I'm trying to think of his name, but having a senior moment, out of a very famous coach out of the Inland Valley area, Fontana High.
Okay.
And the Fontana Steelers were like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big. It was, one of those towns that didn't grow when everybody else did. And just very close-knit and everything. And he went in there, and he never kicked. And his philosophy was, if I get 1 out of 2 two-point conversions, it's the same as kicking and taking all those mess. So he said, I'm not going to mess with practice. I'm going to teach my kids how to run. And the opening kickoff kind of fumbled a little bit, and this time a little bit deeper. I think it caught about the 25-yard line, caught the Imperial upbacks a little bit. The guy kind of hit him in his hands like, that's not, I'm supposed to block, right? I'm here to block. I'm not here to run. And he picked it up, but the Wildcats were able to stay in their lanes and not replicate the error that Imperial did on that opening kickoff, Danny.
Right. And on the tackle there was Tanner Travis, number 35 again, so he's getting pretty busy in this game on the defensive side. So
you have to feel a young man who played for Imperial for 3 years has got to be, sky high to be back here.
Right.
That's and I'm sure he's hearing about it from the team in red. 2:32 to go, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line for the Imperial Tigers, and they're going to go with Adams again. And I'll tell you what, he's really, really tough to tackle. Chandler Self in on the tackle, one of the guys, and the line is doing a good job of blocking because it's like a rugby scrum. You just got to kind of sift your way through it and find the ball. 2:08 to go, Brawley up 14-0. Big 66-yard touchdown run about a minute ago from Isaiah Young, and here comes Adams again, and on 2nd and 2 from the 34, he's going to get down to the 36 and just barely is going to pick up he's to the 46. So okay.
About 6-yard run right there.
Yep, it didn't matter. He's got a first down. It's 1st and 10 Imperial at their own 46-yard line. 1:42 to go here in the first quarter. Next Thursday night, we will be at Willis Ward Field in the Border City as Brawley takes on Calexico. And a little fake and a nice block. Who was that?
Chandler. Yeah, Chandler Self on the block.
Channy Self playing it well, came in, was going to blitz from the left inside linebacker position. Yeah. Then he's, kid's been raised with his grandfather, a celebrated CIF championship coach out of Poway, and his dad and everybody. And we got a guy just slightly 5 yards offside.
Yeah, that was a good read by Chandler.
Yeah, beautiful
play
read.
Action. Yeah, play action. He stopped and stayed back after the fake handoff.
And good. Jumped up and batted it down.
Yeah.
1:28 to go. Again, 2 wide receivers, and they're going to throw full-out blitz. And wow.
Yeah,
24, Camilo is breathing a sigh of relief. And it's good that he's breathing deeply because he almost died of carbon monoxide poisoning as he was sucking up some exhaust out there.
Yeah, that was a full-on blitz by the Brawley Wildcats there. Yeah. We sent the house in, and Camille was by himself one-on-one.
Yeah, well, you do that, and you expect what's called, zero coverage. Man up.
Yep.
1:21 to go on the incomplete pass. And the quarterback, Joaquin Alvarado, for Imperial, aired it out. So Brawley better beware. That can happen. Brawley looking again, maybe to bring the house. Adams stays in the block. They're going to throw outside. And had a receiver, but really not open. Channy Self, number 41, and number 24, Camilo, both there to cover that one, Danny.
Yep, so that brings down, where are we at right now? The 4th and 10. 4th and 10 on the 46.
So we'll have our first punt, correct?
Yes, first punt, and we have number 24 back there again, Daniel Camilo.
And that's Daniel Camilo Jr., so if you're getting a flashback, yes, that is who we're talking about. And his younger brother's here. Kind of a hip bounce, and the kid still gets off a pretty decent kick. It's going to take a Brawley bounce, however, and Imperial is going to down it at about the 29-yard line. So Brawley with decent field position. Danny, as they start out.
Right. That was about a 40-some yard kick. Not too bad. I mean, a little bit farther, but he got a Brawley bounce, so he lost about 5 yards on the bounce back. But now Brawley has the ball on the 29-yard line. Let's see what the offense does now.
Okay, already scored on a 66-yard run by Isaiah Young after a couple of holding penalties, so we'll see what they want to do. Wildcat football brought to you by A&R Construction Company, the Man Company on Main Street in Brawley, and Fry Chapel and Mortuary. And somebody, when everybody's kind of looking at the sideline, something is not right. So the Brawley High Wildcats are going to call their first time out, and Danny will give us a chance to duck in a few more of our fine sponsors. Wildcat football brought to you by Brent Beef, K Bros Design Shop, and 760 ZERO Mobile Detailing. And I'm assuming that's for your car. We'll get a little more information on that from the Desert Review people. Also brought to you by the Dom Team for all your real estate needs, be it commercial, agricultural, or residential. See the Dom Team, Andrew and Doug. Lidco and Carter Taylor, always a big supporter of Brawley in any which way you want to do it. And Clayton Drain Tile. And Danny, I want to introduce, we'll get this next, but the Town Pump and Brownies are one. And I'll explain that next time we get a break. Okay. 1:06 to go. Because the steak sounds pretty good right now.
Yes, it does. You must be hungry, Tom.
1:06 to go. Brawley now with a 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. And they bring the ranch. There's going to be another holding penalty, I believe. It's going to be a short gain, little pass out in the flat to Nathan May, who made it back into the ball game. But I'm going to tell you what. This will be the 3rd holding penalty against Brawley. And at some point, we're going to hear the Brawley coaches all the way over here on the other side. I'm going to tell you that. And that time, Gutierrez trying to scramble around. But again, Danny, everything seemingly developing a little bit slowly. It's going to take them all the way back to the 10-yard line because they are calling those holding penalties deep. Yes. In the backfield. So you've lost 9 yards, and then they tack another 10 on top of it. So now Brawley has to get to the 39, and they are on the 10. And even my limited math skills tells me it's 1st and 29, Danny.
Yep. Well, we'll see what, we are getting towards the end of the first quarter, I believe, right? And
Yep.
And we see them make adjustments in the second quarter.
Gutierrez back to pass. Better get rid of that football. Ducks out of a tackle. Nice move. Has a man open. Flips it out. And hit, but makes the catch. Jason Figueroa took a good lick out there as number 36 for the Imperial Tigers came roaring up and hit him as soon as he touched the ball. That's Daniel Mendenhall. And Mendenhall from his inside linebacker put a lick on him, but Figueroa was able to hold on to the football, and it was just kind of floating out there.
Yes, and that was
scary.
Yeah, but that was brave of him to hold the ball too. He held the ball after that contact, and that was a big shot.
Okay, that will do it. This will be the end of the first quarter, unless Brawley feels we're gonna That's the end of the first quarter from Simpson Shimomoto Field on the campus of Imperial High School in Imperial, California. The score at the end of the first quarter is Brawley 14 and the Imperial Tigers nothing. We'll come back. Brawley will be facing a 2nd and 12 after facing a 1st and 29. Anyway, Danny, let me finish my story on the town pump.
Oh, okay.
And the what happened is the town pump, Brownies has been open throughout the pandemic.
Right.
The town pump building in Westmoreland has been shuttered. Okay, because there's nowhere to eat out there unless you want to eat on Highway 86 or whatever, and it's 78. Okay,
Right.
So what Gabe and Juanita have done is they have just kind of brought, as he put it, we brought the town pump to Main Street in Brawley. And from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., the full Brownies menu is being served to go, to sit outside, or now, of course, limited seating inside.
Right.
Okay, hopefully to 50% sometime soon. So it's same old. At 4 o'clock, it reopens with the full town pump menu until I believe 10 o'clock at night. So, if you go in there, you're not going to get the Brownies menu. Can't have your albondigas. You're going to have man up and have a steak. On 2nd and 12, the Wildcats give it to Isaiah Young. And Young, a little bit too strong for some arm tackles, fights off a couple. And he's going to close the gap to a reasonable 3rd and looks like 3, Danny?
Yeah, 3 yards, about 3rd and 3. And good run there by Isaiah Young. Like you said earlier, it's hard to arm tackle that guy. He's a good back. He's strong. He keeps his feet moving, and he'll move. He'll keep running until he gets tackled.
Son of offensive coordinator Brandon Young, and anybody that remembers the 94 and 95 football teams for the Brawley Wildcats, and a couple of thrilling games, especially against Palm Desert. It went to 5 overtimes. One of the greatest games. And Brandon, right in the middle of that, and came out of that with a full scholarship to St. Mary's University up in Moraga, California. So Isaiah got some big shoes to fill, but no one's expecting him to quite fill those yet. And it's his junior year. And, Danny, we can say what we want about the pandemic and playing football right now. And the ostensibly it's for seniors, right? You don't want them to lose their senior year.
Yes.
On the other hand, if Isaiah would have lost his junior year, he would have only had 1 year. And you try to get your experience and hit your stride all in one season. And I'm glad he's getting these opportunities. All of the juniors and sophomores and freshmen. All these teams have freshmen. I believe there's 5 on Imperial.
Right.
Okay. So here we go with 10:24 to go. And Brawley leading 14-0. And back to pass is Ethan Gutierrez. He does a little shovel pass. That's who used to do that for the Dallas Cowboys? Where's my nephew Henry when I need him?
Right.
Kiki would tell me that shovel pass, I think, is a Dallas Cowboy play, isn't it? Are you?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I'm.
You and I are part of the nation.
Yeah,
we're part of the Raider Nation.
Right. Well, that's a different story. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. We're heading to Vegas. We're rolling the dice, so to speak. 9:46 to go, and Brawley will pick up 4 yards on that. So it was a little shovel pass. And notice that time that Ethan had to scramble because the linemen are making contact and then kind of getting out of the way. So here we go. A fake to Isaiah over the middle to Jaden Figueroa. Figueroa gets his legs cut out from under him. Who's that guy out there? I can't see his number. He's a big target. And Imperial, they did the same thing to Nathan May. Brawley, for once, has some height on the defensive backs. Okay, and they're just cutting their legs.
Yep.
Oh, that's Coach Shaw's son. That's Seth Shaw.
Okay.
And he's number 2, and he's raised also doing this. A little inside. I'm not a fan of tossing the ball around near the line of scrimmage, and I don't know. Okay, we tried it, Danny.
Yeah,
what can you say?
Well, no gain, so no loss. I guess just lots of a down, but
Yeah. Yep. And controlling the football, Brawley now with a 2nd and 10 from their own. From the Imperial 41. If I could see the sideline. Most teams with large rosters this short season because there's no JV and no freshmen. So, all hands on deck. That was a pitch to Isaiah, I believe.
yes, Isaiah, yeah, number 23.
Trying to find somewhere down the line, and
No gain again.
no gain again. And again, Young with a 66-yard touchdown run. So the bottom line is, Danny, you better get him. You better get him early. Wildcat football brought to you by Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate. Brownies in the Town Pump, Johnny's in El Centro, Imperial, and of course Brawley, and Hart Insurance Centers in El Centro and Brawley. 7:33 to go, the clock running. Brawley up 14-0. We're in the second quarter. Glad you could join us. Hope you're enjoying the webcast. And back to, a fake to Young. And rolling out is Gutierrez. Gutierrez is going to tuck the ball and run as far as he can. And doesn't go down. I thought he was going to go out of bounds, but he stays in bounds. The clock will keep running. On 3rd and 10, he picks up 8.
Yeah, 8 yards.
So I'm going to guess that Coach John Self's going to go for it. What's your guess?
I think anything past the 50-yard line, he's going to go for it. Most of the time he does.
Yeah. I just feel like, you could punt from here, but if I think he has enough faith in his defense that if it kicks it in the end zone, it goes to the 25 or something, the 20. So for 10, 15 yards, Riverboat John, as we'll call him.
Yep.
6:30 to go here in the second quarter. Brawley trying to add to its 14-0 lead. And kind of like the new uniforms with the numbers on the sleeves. I appreciate that. And Ethan Gutierrez, the sophomore, is your quarterback. Remember, he was a true freshman last year. And whatever the play was, they didn't like the defensive alignment, and the people up in the booth on top up here probably yelled out, no.
I'm out.
Yeah. And, timeouts are important. In the Hopeville game, for example, Danny, Coach Jason, I know it was Jason Turner, was forced to use his 3 timeouts in the third quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, when he was trying to get down and get a score to win the game, he had no way to stop the clock. So in the second half, I'm sure Brawley is going to be a little bit more judicious, depending on the score. But Turner, first game, needed it, and the Vikings lost their starting quarterback, who was actually their backup quarterback, and then had to use the backup's backup, and then lost their lead running back. So he had a lot of people in positions they weren't ready for. And again, 16 months ago, you knew what to do.
Right.
Maybe lately, not so much.
Yeah, watching football in March is a little different.
Back to passes. Gutierrez on 3rd and 2. He's going to throw a little pass out there to Thomas. Thomas! Oh, he is going to be close, but I think good effort. He tried to keep his feet. I hope he put his arm out, because you can't put anything down in high school, I believe. You gotta, once any part of your body is down, you're down. That's the pro stuff.
Yeah.
It's close, I'll tell you what, but they're not, I don't know, they're going to call for the chains, Danny, and give us a chance to drop in a few more sponsors. Brant Beef, K-Bros Design Shop, 760 Mobile Detailing, and our friends at Ojeda Industries up in Brawley. Also, Clayton Drain Tile and Maintenance, Lidco, and Smith Kendall Real Estate and Insurance. And we are so happy to have them along. Everybody just kind of hanging in there with us, Danny, trying to make things happen. Imperial believes they have it, and they do. So he is inches short. So nice call Imperial was there, though.
Yes.
I mean, the minute he caught the ball, people were on him.
Yes.
So give Imperial's defense credit for reacting well to that one. But hey, it's a game of inches sometimes. Brawley leading 14-0. Tom Ronco, Danny Tombach with you on the webcast, coming to you at on Facebook at the Desert Review. It'll be posted tomorrow for those of you that might have to go do something or want to do something or whatever. You want to share it. It will be posted to YouTube, and you just go to YouTube and put in the Desert Review. And actually, you can see all 3 Brawley games tomorrow.
Right.
2 are up tonight. So if we don't put you to sleep with this one, then you can go home and relive a couple of Brawley victories. The Brawley's open season 2-0. Next week, Danny and I will be on April 1st, and I'll leave it at that, at Willis Ward Field in Calexico. The following Friday, we will be coming to you from the island, Coronado, and the Coronado Islanders football team. A kind of a Brawley shooting themselves in the foot again comes up. It was a offside or illegal defense penalty, giving Imperial a 1st and 5. However, the Wildcats then shut Adams down for a loss of 2, which brings up 2nd and 7, which makes it a little more manageable, Danny.
Yes, it does. And on the tackle there was, I believe, number 35 again, Tanner Travis.
Good.
Yeah, so he's getting busy tonight. Him and Chandler in the linebacker position.
Yep. Chandler Self and Tanner Travis. Okay, put a man in motion, does Imperial. Still single back. They now have trips out to the left side. And here comes the quarterback. He's going to take off and run. And he's going to slide. And Travis is going to go in and slide into him. Not quite the NFL where you've got a guy, that could, scare a dragon in a dark alley, so that's not going to get a flag, right?
I don't think Tanner expected him to slide on that one. I thought he was going to.
No, I think Tanner,
left or right.
I think what you're trying to say, Danny, is he didn't want Tanner to slide. But Tanner, the quarterback, and that is Joaquin Alvarado, made the better decision. 4:19 to go, and Brawley jumped a little bit, but did not apparently do the neutral zone, and somehow everybody wanted an offside on Brawley when they didn't get it. Coach David Shaw decided, I got to regroup the troops. You wouldn't think so, Daddy, but you get out there and you get a mindset, I think, and something like that just throws you off.
Yeah, and the ruling is the defensive line can move, correct?
Yeah.
Without crossing the line.
As long as they don't invade the neutral space.
Yes.
And the guy just kind of, he actually rocked back.
Yes.
And then went forward, so he didn't get into the zone apparently, or it wasn't called. Also a possibility. Welcome to the Imperial Valley. 4:12 to go. Brawley High Wildcat football. This is the 220 season in 221. And join us in the fall because we'll have 221 in 2021 in 2021. So some of these kids are going to get to play 16, 17, if they go like they did last year, maybe 19 football games in a year. Not too bad, Danny.
Yeah.
Okay, on 3rd and short, 3rd and 2, Adams is going to get that. He gets pushed back. But he has a good burst, Danny, don't you think?
Yes, he does. And also that Imperial offensive line is firing off that ball too. So they're in sync with the count.
Okay, Wildcats, again, they go to a different formation. That one was the double tight end. Brawley got a fumble off of that, or this game would be a lot closer, as the Wildcats are up 14-0 with 3:47 to go. And here comes a single back again, and Adams is dancing. He's out. He runs right past somebody, number 22, and finally is brought down. And 22's better learn to keep his head up. Not sure who that is.
Number 22 is Dawson Figueroa.
Okay, well, he needs to keep his head up. He put his head down, and you can't do that. You run through their numbers, and that allowed Adams to get probably an extra 10 yards.
Yeah.
Good gain for the Imperial Tigers, who are trying to get back into this ball game here before halftime. They have a 1st and 10 now on the Brawley 36-yard line. And Alvarado is going to give it again. Adams. This time the Brawley was able to stay home. Nice tackle out there by Tanner Travis. Also number 32 for the Wildcats.
32. Number 32 is Mario Casares. Mario Casares, number 32.
Mario Casares. So I will have to give you some of who these players are. We have their magic sheet, but I haven't been able to tell you. Casares is the inside linebacker on the left. So linebacker stepping up a little bit. Brawley putting them in the gaps. And again, trips to the right this time. They throw back to the left, and the receiver is open. And tackle out there by Isaiah Young. And that's going to put him close to a first down within about a half a yard away. So it's going to bring up 3rd and a half a yard. And I would assume this is 2-down territory with about 2:15 to play. And here we go. Here comes Adams again. And he's hit in the backfield. And one of the Wildcats is not doing very well. He might have got kicked. He went with his arm got kind of caught underneath him.
Yeah.
And we have an injury on the field. We aren't going to prognosticate too much on that. Halftime, I believe we're going to have, we'll see, someone from Brawley High School is going to come up, and we're going to talk about school.
All right.
You might want to stick around for that one. Find out what's going on over there.
Right.
The defense for the Brawley High Wildcat, more or less, okay, is Adam Salazar, nose guard, number 55. He's a senior. The right tackle is Nathan May, number 19. He's a senior. Left tackle, and we've already mentioned him, Danny has, left tackle Brody Enders, number 37, a sophomore. Tanner Travis, a senior, is also obviously seeing a lot of action. Jason Figueroa, Luis Frutos, Mario Casares, and Chandler Self are your linebackers. Isaiah Young, Ruben Abarca, Dawson Figueroa, and Daniel Camilo are your defensive backs. And there's your Wildcats. Now we've got like 3 receivers again. To the right, they're running to the left. They're going to do that little pitch that Brawley did. And, Danny, one of the things you can't escape is just the high tackling. Just not enough training, not enough muscle memory. Quite frankly, not enough body strength to get down there low and make the tackles. And it's made for a lot of offense.
Right. And, maybe it's because of the pandemic. Maybe I'm not using an excuse, but maybe they haven't been on the field as long. Maybe that's part of it. But game by game, both teams, and watching the last couple of games, the last couple of weeks, you can see the progression and improvement on the kids.
Okay, on second down, and it was second down and I think 5.
Yes.
And Adams runs it, and your boy was there waiting for him, Danny.
Yes, he was, man. So, number 28, Adams. Oh, he looks like he got a... Yeah.
He's running it out. I don't know if it's a cramp.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a cramp. It's a cramp.
Okay, he'll be back.
It's a cramp, yeah.
Yeah, he's
okay.
So workhorse today.
Tanner Travis gets in there and bulldogs him down. And again, he's tough you can't get his legs. You've got to take him down high. And Adams Alvarado throws out in the flat. Nice catch out there by number 15, but he pays the price as number 22 for the Wildcats comes flying in there, and that is Dawson Figueroa. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3, and Imperial's going to call timeout, Danny. Trailing 14-0, 38 seconds. You are not worried about turning the ball over, so obviously they're going to go for it. This is their second timeout at least.
I think it's their second timeout.
Okay, so they may have another timeout. and they would be, if they get a first down, inside the Brawley 15-yard line. And again, trailing 14-0, you would like to get a score and, climb back in this game going into halftime, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah. And Imperial's not out of this. I mean, it's 14-0, so it's, it's still a close game.
Absolutely. Brawley Wildcat football. Brought to you by Ojeda Industries. Tony and Travis Ojeda are down on the corner of Best Road and Jones, across from the airport in Brawley. Ojeda Industry has heavy-duty hubs, spindles, and trailer parts. They have American roller chains and all sorts of bearings. Of course, they have a complete line of hydraulic hoses and adapters in both standard and metric. Tony and Travis Ojeda. Stop by and see them at Ojeda Industries. All right, here we go, Danny. What are you thinking?
4th and 1. Let's see.
Adams back in the game. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like maybe a run.
Okay, they have two wide receivers, and I don't know what happened, but it had to be on the offense because you do not. It's on the defense. You've got to continue the play, and really, I think that's the first penalty against the Tigers.
I think so. They've been pretty disciplined tonight. They've been really disciplined. I mean,
they've been extremely disciplined if you compare them to Brawley with their 3 or 4 holding calls. Right. Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't want to say, but the refs are, calling the holding plays. No, that's which is fine, I mean.
Yep. 36.8 seconds to go. And now a 4th and 8. Put a man in motion. Now they have trips on the left. They're going to throw. They're going to throw a deep ball. And, touchdown! Touchdown, Imperial Tigers. Holy Toledo. Great coverage by Isaiah Young, but a great pass. Holy.
Nice catch.
Number 1 with the catch?
Yes, number 1 was on the reception of that play with the touchdown.
Number 1 for the Imperial Tigers is Jesse Nichols.
Yeah, Jesse Nichols.
And wow, what a throw from Alvarado.
Great play.
What a play. And the senior quarterback just laid that one in perfectly. And now we've got flags, so the extra point is ostensibly good with 32.8 seconds to go.
Flag on the field on the extra point.
So we'll see what this is all about. Number 1, and that was Danny.
Number 1.
No, I mean the yardage on that. 23 yards?
Yeah, about 23 yards on that play.
Okay.
Yeah, we were on the 23-yard line. Well, it looks like we're going to redo the PAT.
Okie dokes.
Well, the penalty was against Imperial on that play.
Okay. Somebody moved. Somebody moved.
Offside somewhere.
Okay. And we were just saying, Danny, they needed to get some momentum. Let's see what happens. Here we go. In to try the extra point is number 12 or 13?
13, number 13.
Okay.
Well, the play is, the kick is no good
blocked.
there. Yeah, no good on that play. So, so score right now,
Blocked.
Wildcats 14.
And they're giving credit on the PA system to Chandler Self.
Yeah, awesome.
And we'll take that for Channy.
Yeah, good play. Good play by Channing. Well, look at the score right now. Wildcats 14, Tigers 6. With 32 seconds left on the clock. So Tigers, answer back after the first 2 touchdowns by the Wildcats. So,
and it's the second time that the Wildcats have let someone get behind them. Although I got to say that Isaiah covered him about as good as you can without, causing a penalty. It was just a perfectly thrown football.
Yes, and a great catch also.
Yeah, and right in the end zone. The guy fell in the end zone, so that was something else. Okay, and they're Imperial set to kick off again. Last time they did this, Brawley ran it back. Camilo going 85 yards. This is a pretty nice kick, and Camilo's going to take it on the 15, 20, or about the 27-yard line, 26 or 27. And I don't think the Wildcats are going to try to do anything too crazy. Do you, Danny?
I don't think so. Not with 25 seconds left. They might just go back to the, meet with the team and see what's going to happen next. Make some
yes, take your lead and head into halftime. That would make sense. Okay, if you could do me a favor, cue up that the hard ad for us, and we will lead that into halftime. Wildcats come out. They're going to go with trips. They're going to say, we can do this. And a wide three to the left, one to the right. And back to pass is Ethan Gutierrez. Three-man rush by Imperial. They have a spy, and Gutierrez is going to go down. And the clock is running. Again, just nothing open. And the last thing you want is a pick six in this situation. So Brawley is Brawley is going to call timeout. All right. Well, I guess I got one. John Self thought, hey, I got one in my pocket. Why not?
I guess so.
Okay, Here we go. Let's try to step back and get something rolling.
So you're up at dawn, kid, look alive. You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. So many things you're doing with your life. But Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
For all your many sides, there's Nationwide. Call Hart Insurance Center, 898 Main Street, Brawley, or in the Prince Plaza, 1503 North Imperial Avenue, El Centro. Since 1945, we have a heart for personal service.
Okay, welcome back to exciting Brawley High Wildcat football. Last 30 seconds have been exciting. Back to pass, Ethan Gutierrez. He gets pressure, he steps up. He's going to heave it down the field, kind of a up for grabs, and three defenders around Jason Nathan May, who is he's kind of beating himself up playing offense, Danny.
Yeah, you had three defenders on him, and there was contact, but that was, and Ethan Gutierrez showing his arm too, throwing about 45, 50 yards down the field, so we get to see him sling a couple, so that was good to see that a little bit, but with the score right now at halftime is Wildcats 14 and Imperial Tiger 6.
And we're going to be back with halftime after, don't put it away, get back to work, after a couple of messages.
Is brought to you by Johnny's Burritos with locations in Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro. Johnny's with a full menu of your favorite Mexican and American food and the best burritos in town. That's Johnny's Burritos. Go Wildcats from Johnny's Burritos in Brawley. This portion of Wildcat football is brought to you by Clickup Parker Insurance Brokers, located at 350 G Street in
Man Company in Brawley proudly acknowledges and salutes the men and women of our military, law enforcement, medical responders, and firefighters. The Man Company offers quality Shell lubricants, motor oils, grease, and gear oils. You'll find the quality you need at the Man Company in Brawley. Phone 760-344-1313. Go Brawley Wildcats! From the Man Company, located at 1313 Main Street in Brawley.
Okay, welcome back to exciting Brawley High Wildcat football. Tom Ronco and Danny Tombach, who's going to step back and give his headset to Greg Smith, who is over here making friends, running for office, and the Brawley vice principal. And vice principal, one of his duties is to kind of ride herd over Billy Brewer in the athletic department, and one of his many duties, I'm sure. And we welcome Greg to the broadcast. He's been with us before. And Greg, just one of the questions I'm getting, and of course you get it probably 100 times more than I have, is it's great to have the activities going. where are we at in the plan for school? What can you tell us? I know that nothing's etched in concrete, but I think people just kind of wondering. There is a plan, right?
Yeah, there is a plan. Just like everything else, it's kind of it's dependent on the numbers that we have, to be honest with you. So
Okay.
As of right now, the numbers look good. So we actually are anticipating possibly bringing some kids back after Easter vacation. Even that's tentative, though.
Okay. Now, when you say depending on the numbers, we're talking about the magic. What tier are we in?
Correct. Yeah, the color scheme.
Yeah, the color scheme. So right now, I believe we're in the red tier, right?
Correct.
It's whoever decided that purple came before red in terms of danger, just what was messing with my mind anyway. Okay, one of my ex-students, I'll tell you that. They're much smarter than that, and so we, quite frankly, to get any appreciable number of kids on campus, we need to be another tier up, right? Is that, more or less just...
I'm not as familiar with the colors of the tiers as I should be. I want to say that orange is one of the magic colors that you get to. If you get to orange, it just opens up a lot of things.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right, and that's fair, and I understand.
I can't tell you what orange is, but...
Yeah,
that's
it's
my
50% in a restaurant. That's all I
Yeah.
know. That's all I know. You can hang out a little bit at the bar as long as nobody's within 6 feet of it.
Right.
Okay. And again, the plan, just in general for the people watching the webcast, the plan is to open school as soon. Simon Canales, the superintendent, has told me this numerous times. As soon as everything indicates it's safe. So at this point in time, you can, you don't want to rush anything and jeopardize anyone's health. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct. So without going into too much detail, per the state, they kind of want everybody after spring break to have, number one, a template in place to bring kids back, and then if the numbers are good and you're in the right color tier, to begin to afford that to the students. And really that's the key. We can afford it to them. They're not mandated, though, to come in. I know we have a majority, more than half of the kids that we've talked to have an interest in coming back. Some don't. But that's kind of where everything's at right now.
Okay, and that's a very good point, Greg. That it's also a parental decision.
Correct.
They have to sign a waiver, don't they?
Correct.
And all of the football players' parents have signed
A waiver.
a waiver.
Yeah.
And the people sitting over there, as I pointed out at the beginning of the webcast, you're not looking at Brawley High Wildcat football fans. You are looking at observers who are here because they have someone participating. And, if a kid gets hurt, you can't touch him these days without somebody taking responsibility. And, it's not the school's responsibility. Am I getting that picture correct?
Yeah, you are. There was a lot of, we had to put some waivers in place, and they had to be, very specific, and really it's a safety measure for everybody, for the kids, for us, for everyone. And so that was one part of it. And, and we're also kind of limited to what we can do as far as interaction with the kids, interaction with observers. So there's a lot of little pieces in place. It's complicated. I don't even understand it all. It's just...
Well, I think, in all fairness to you, Greg, I don't know anybody understands it all.
Yeah, I certainly don't.
Because we came out the first time and they said, oh, no cheerleaders, no nut. I talked to C.J. Johnston at Hoville the night before the Brawley-Hoville game, and he goes, I had to tell my cheerleaders you can't go out there, had to tell my band, had to tell everybody's mad at me. And last week, there were cheerleaders. So, there's a fluidity to this. Is that a nice way to say it?
I think that's exactly right. It's very fluid. It changes almost daily, both ways. Sometimes a positive way, sometimes a negative way, but it changes almost daily, and we were like everybody else. We didn't anticipate having cheerleaders, and then we did. We didn't anticipate having a lot of the things we do, and we did. So
Okay, so but parents sitting at home, you will have a choice at some point between now probably and June. We just don't know when, and we don't even know exactly what the choice is. But you're going to have to choose. The staff, I know John Self got his second vaccination today because he was on his way when he called me, and I was trying to get some information for the game. And everybody getting vaxxed up and getting ready to go?
Yeah, we have made arrangements and tried to make that available to everybody. I want to say as of now, a majority of our staff has gone down to get the vaccination. We're still kind of in process with that, but hopefully by the time we afford the opportunity for students to come back, they'll all be vaccinated.
Good. Well, yeah, because we want the students safe as well as and again, just so the people again watching the webcast, we're assuming you're somehow interested in Brawley High School. Brawley's in a unique position, and I've been following this COVID thing for the Imperial Valley Press, and the Desert Review has been following it as well. And that Simon Canales is the, I believe, vice chair of the San Diego CIF Board of Managers. And so he's getting information about, you guys are getting information about as quick as anybody, correct?
We do. I mean, we get it pretty quickly. I don't know that we get it any quicker than anybody else, but we get it first, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's at least involved, and so we want people to understand that when decisions are made by the San Diego CIF, of which the Valley schools are members, they're in the Southeastern Conference, those decisions are having a voice from the Valley. Maybe that's the way I should have put it. And again, so Simon, I'm sure a very big advocate for getting everything done as fast as possible and as safely as possible here in the Valley. As a disciplinarian, I've got to ask you a question. How do you discipline a Zoom kid?
We've had a handful of issues. It's more sometimes a case of, all schools have like a policy in place, and sometimes rules are broken, and so there's not really any normal discipline, but we do have to reach out, interact with the parent, interact with the student, and make sure everybody's on the same page.
So no matter how you hold school,
there's
and
always
no matter
something.
how many rules you make, somebody's going to push it, right?
Yeah, there's always something, yeah. That's true.
The usual suspects.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of thinking that someone who you would normally have spent a lot of the year looking at across your desk, you've now spent looking at on the screen on your desk. Is that?
But it's been good. I mean, honestly, we've had a very limited number of incidents, and I think for the most part they were handled pretty quickly.
Okay. In general, people are concerned again about the kids' welfare. This football seems to have really, lit. According to John and all the coaches, I've covered a couple other sports. Everybody's saying, hey, this has just rejuvenated the kids. Are you getting that same feeling?
I have. I think it's been good. It seems like anytime, even during the year, we've even had pictures or we've had things where we had students on campus. It was important to them. You could see it was important for them to be on campus. Something they haven't had.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I was also told to ask about your relationship with Dave.
Yes.
I know when he lived in Brawley, he lived on the corner of the street you used to live on.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, you still live on the same street, right, as you were raised on?
No. I live a street over, but he...
A street over.
Yeah.
That's a Brawley story. Oh, no, I moved. I moved over. I went from K to J. That's a Brawley. I love it. I love it. And for those of you who have never heard us talk before, Greg is a former student of mine, and so this is enjoyable. So, okay, you guys were neighbors, all right. And did you kind of inspire him to get into administration, or did he inspire you?
You know what? He actually got into administration before I did. He, if I remember, he was a counselor out at Calapat. That's how he started. And then he took, we both, I think, had admin credentials, but he kind of jumped in before I did, about 2 years before I did. So maybe he's the one that kind of inspired me.
Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, he is certainly one of the more interesting guys I've covered in high school when he was a great athlete, and he's a great story. I won't go into his backstory here, but I'll tell you, you cannot be around him and not be infected in a positive way.
Yeah, he's a great guy, wonderful guy. I mean, he's a close friend of ours, and we've been fortunate to not only be neighbors and continue to have a friendship.
Yeah, it's one of those kids you look at, and I thought, why didn't you go to Brawley? I would have loved to have him. I would have loved to have had him. Although he might have been a handful. Maybe he was here in Imperial.
And there's never a dull moment around him.
Oh no! Somebody said, "What kind of a coach is he?" And I said, "You will have the most motivated team in any situation, because he just is a 110 appliance plugged into a 220 socket."
Yes, that's about right there. Yeah.
Well, good. We all appreciate him, and again, he lived in Brawley. A story he told me today. He coached Chandler Self. He was his first Pop Warner football coach. So he was excited to get out here tonight because he coached a number of these Brawley players.
He did.
And it's what's kind of great about high school sports. That's the side that we don't hear enough about, of the camaraderie and this builds admiration and respect.
Yeah, it does, and even his two boys. I mean, growing up, they were small. Stephen and Seth have been able to see them kind of grow, and
they're both out here.
Yeah, it's nice to see them out on the field. So it's really kind of nice.
It's been and he's, just for those of you in Brawley who may, he didn't join like the Chamber of Commerce, but I'm sure if you met him anytime he lived in Brawley, he lived there for good 10 years.
For a while, yeah.
Good 10 years.
Yeah.
You remember him, and we hope as fondly as Greg Smith and I do. Greg, we didn't mean to put you on the spot, okay?
Oh, happy to.
But we felt, okay, a couple of games in, we need, keep the focus, and a lot of people have asked me, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, it's a cohort. Get used to it. New word. And
a lot of new words.
Yeah, a lot. I would love to be Danny Tombach, say good morning, cohorts.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what asynchronous means. So
yeah. Okay. Hey, Greg, thank you very much. Vice Principal of Brawley High School, Greg Smith. Athletic questions, go to your coach, go to Billy Brewer, and then you go to Greg. So we always want to make that clear that everybody answers to somebody along the food chain. And, of course, after Greg, you go to there's more people.
Yes.
There's more people, but I'll be surprised, just from my experience with all of the people I just mentioned, that if the coach and Billy and Greg here can't solve it, you got a problem. And you're not working at it. How's that? Okay.
Usually we can get it taken care of.
Yeah. They want to work with you. Okay. Thank you, Greg, and let's get back to patrolling the sidelines, and we appreciate it. And maybe as you get some news, do not be afraid to get the word to us.
Gotcha.
And we can be a great vehicle. We hope to get the word out, and the word that something might be shaken would be, I think, appreciated by everybody, especially you guys. I had a hard time keeping people focused, walking up and down the aisles, tapping them on the head. I will say tap. And I can't imagine what I do. I guess you bang your monitor or something and let's say, pay attention.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. So.
Yeah, we'll leave that to Danny. That'll be Danny's problem. Okay, thank you again,
thanks
Greg.
for having me.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Okay, Brawley High Wildcat football, and we are going to pass that down, and I'm not sure what I'm doing with it. Okay, that is me. This is you. And we are going to have the start of the second half. Now, remember, I believe Imperial won the toss and deferred, because that just seems to be the way it is, Danny. It used to be you wanted to win the toss to get the football, and now you're getting the toss to, what you're trying to get the toss so you can defer. So you want to win so you can lose. That makes any sense?
That makes sense to me.
You know, it'd be like in baseball. I mean, I want to be the home team. You know, that we don't flip for that. You know, and it would be kind of funny if they go, oh, no, you can bat first. I want last ups. Yeah. So it's kind of something like that. Brawley leading 14-6. If you just joined us, I'm assuming Lloyd's been focused on the scoreboard, so you don't have to have me telling you. You can read. And we are moving on down the line, Danny. And the Wildcats kicking off for the third time. Couple of touchdowns. And I believe the wind is picking up. I'm getting a little chilly. I'm going to grab my jacket while we're talking. And
let's see what kind of adjustments these teams made this second half. So,
good point, Danny. Yeah. Very good point. Yeah.
Always a new game in the second half, you know?
Yeah, well, Brawley adjusted to the running game, I thought, fairly well, although they never quite had it totally under control. And now they have to deal with the passing game as Alvarado threw a beauty. Okay, here's the kick. It's going to be kind of not a pooch. That's a nice tackle. Good special teams play out there. Danny, who got him?
Looks like number 10, I believe. Looks like number 10. Yes, number 10. So that is, Gilbert Corrales, Tweety, number 10, Tweety, nicknamed Tweety. Yeah, I just saw his dad right now down. I was walking to take a quick break. Saw his dad over there.
Yeah. Hey, Dad's happy now.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Dad's busting his buttons at the moment. And again, a little bit, the ball just, it's not slippery or anything, but just the kids haven't been under this kind of pressure in a while, Danny.
Yeah, and the Imperial Brawl game, it's always real competitive now. This last 4 or 5 years, it's been really, really competitive.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how this thing works. There we go. On 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. So Imperial not starting out with as good a field position as they had following the other kicks. Brawley able to get down and cover that. Maybe the wind the flag's pretty dead. And it's a yard gain by Adams. So that's a better start. One of those adjustments you talked about, Danny, that was needed. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 9, and nice pass out there by Joaquin Alvarado. Maybe a little bit too much mustard on that one.
Oh, that ball had a lot of zip on that one.
Yeah.
Number 15 on that.
Maybe a little too much on it.
So it looks like Chris Tierman, the intended receiver there.
Okay, good defense out there by the Wildcats, number 24, Isaiah Young. And here we go. And from the shotgun, here comes Alvarado, throws over the middle. Nice tackle. Okay, that's what Brawley does. They let you catch the ball. Who made that tackle?
Yeah, number 8, Ruben Abarca on that tackle.
Ruben Abarca, just kind of not giving up a lot of size. So he better enjoy tonight. He better enjoy tonight. Come some of these other teams, I don't know. But Ruben in there and just nice. Let him catch it and make the tackle. Don't go crazy. So 3 and out for the Imperial Tigers, and I believe, Danny, that's the first 3 and out for the game.
I think so.
And not much of a punt, but it takes a great Imperial roll. Holy Toledo. So that ball bounced at about the Imperial 45, but rolls all the way to the Brawley 44. So
it's about 11-yard.
Yeah, 11 extra yards that the kicker wasn't planning on. I'd like to remind you, Wildcat Football brought to you by Doc Barnitsky and Vision Care Center on Main Street in Brawley, One World Beef Packers, and Desert RV, along with Jordan Central Implements, Click Up Parker Insurance Company, and OK Rubber Tire. We'll be with you next Thursday night from the Border City, Willis Ward Field on the high school campus of Calexico High. A little pass by Ethan Gutierrez and a nice block out there by Jason Figueroa and another nice one by Nathan May. So 2 nice blocks, turns a little swing pass. Not spectacular, but 5 yards and 2nd and 5.
Right. Well, 5 yards, positive yardage. Nice catch by Ruben Abarca again. So he's busy on offense and defense.
Yeah. Where'd he come from? again, a lot of players, and some opted not to play, not so much in Brawley, but at other schools, play other sports over football. Now the Wildcats are going to be all in the wing tee, all in tight, going to do a little pitch outside to Figueroa. Figueroa looking for a hole. Figueroa still on his feet, dancing, and when you're that big, it's not easy to be dancing around out there. And he's a pretty big target, but he picks up 8. And the Brawley High Wildcats are moving the football, Andy. Danny?
Yeah, good read by Figueroa there, reading the defense and, cutting in a little bit, cutting out, and gaining those extra yards.
We're going to give you the offensive line here in a second. I have been negligent of that, and as a former offensive lineman, probably offended everybody I ever played with. Here we go. 9:23 to go. Brawley up 14-6. 1st and 10 at the Imperial 42. And, now. Little extra corrects over there.
Yeah, he was late hit out of bounds, I believe, on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, he had already stood up, slowed down, and then he got hit by 2.
Oh, is that Ethan?
No, that was Isaiah Young.
Isaiah Young, okay.
Let's see what they...
Dead ball foul. Yes, personal foul. Now that'd be a big one. That's going to be 15. That's the old 15.
Yeah.
If you play for the Halcones. And 9:15 to go. That is going to be a...
all the way down to the 19-yard line. All right, so... Well, great field position for Brawley now. They're inside the red zone.
Yep. And here comes number... Is that Isaiah?
Isaiah again. Isaiah.
And he's got his dad's quickness, just not built. He's built more like, I don't want to say he's built like his mom, but she's an athlete. So trust me,
yes.
She's an athlete. But Brandon, from when he played Little League for me, just had them shoulders, and the big calves. And he's more of a quick hit. Where, Brandon, you want to stand there, good, I'll just go through you. And great job. 8:40 to go. Brawley trying to extend its lead is down to the Imperial 6-yard line. And, again, it's Isaiah. And this time Isaiah kind of goes to the left. And let's give you that line that's moving everybody out. Center is Brian Puros. The right guard is Seth Melendrez. Right tackle, Jonathan Garcia. The tight end, of course, is Chandler Self. On the left side, Adam Salazar, a senior at left guard. Tomas Rubio, the veteran returning, should be smasher, senior left tackle. And your wide receiver out there is Nathan May. And we've already talked about May being able to block. Now the Wildcats put trips. They don't seem too set. And it doesn't matter because it's Isaiah into the end zone. So the Wildcats didn't even get set. Ethan did not even look out there, did he?
No, he didn't.
He didn't even care. He thought, I'm going to run right behind. And they run behind the right side of the line. I'm sorry, but that was kind of... Seth Melendrez and Jonathan Garcia and Channy just did their jobs, and so it didn't. 3 guys out here, trips, could have been talking to themselves or went and run to the restroom and come back. So the Wildcats get a touchdown with 7:50 to go here in the third quarter. And they're going to go for 2, and we're going to have a motion penalty against the Wildcats. So, you have 3-4 weeks. Okay, we're 3-4 weeks in maybe. Okay. You only have so many things you can work on. Right. And you notice the special teams, the point after, both sides have tried, I'm sure. Yes. But, you're not to where you would be had you been doing this, for the last 16 months. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? And so 6-yard run by number 23 for the Wildcats. That's Isaiah Young. And nice drive helped by a key penalty. And the first big one against Imperial, by the way. And now they are going to try for a 2-point conversion from way out. And Gutierrez is going to run all over the place, and he's going to go down. So the run fails. And Danny, what are you seeing out there on that? 'Cause I have a theory. Go ahead, you go. I'm interested in what you're seeing.
Well, it looked like Imperial Tigers there. They were ready for that bootleg pass. I mean, it's been working all night for Brawley. I mean, most of the time for positive yardage, and you know, great call by the Imperial defense there to stop that extra point.
Well, what I'm kind of seeing is that Brawley, after 3 or 4 seconds, is not trying to block anymore. Because there were 4 guys there on Ethan, and that's not the way Brawley plays football, okay?
Yeah.
And I think those early penalties, okay, maybe in the back of their minds,
Good point.
you know? And you don't want to be the guy sitting in game films tomorrow morning, you know, with a coach going, that's the second time you're wrapped up inside that guy's shirt.
Right. Maybe during halftime too. You know, Coach Huff got on them a little bit. So
yeah. It just seems to me that the plays are going to have to be done a little bit quicker. Brawley up 20-6 now with 7:50 to go, and we'll see how this one goes. Fructose with the kick, and this one's a free football, and who's got it? Who's got it?
Looks Brawley's jumping around the other side over there. Yeah.
And they are saying it is Brawley's football.
Yeah.
So the Imperial return guy came running up like he was going to catch it in full stride. And had he caught it, it could have been a disaster. However,
fumble.
He didn't.
He didn't. Also, hey, there was a lot of umph on that kick. I mean, Frutos kicked it pretty good this last time. I mean, good 40-yard kick on that one.
It was a line drive, and it had some mustard on it.
Yeah, yes, it did.
You're absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you, he did everything and forgot one thing, the football. 1st and 10 Wildcats now on the Imperial 33-yard line. And back to pass. I'm telling you, Ethan is dropping back. Look at him. He dropped back 15 yards.
Right. And he was.
And I don't know if we can control the rush, because I'm going to give it. I'm going to side with you on this one for the moment. I just think we're having a little trouble with that Imperial rush, and I'm being nice when I say a little trouble.
Right. And we were in shotgun formation on that play too.
Yeah.
He had no time.
And I mean, they were in on him like, wow. Okay. So a good break, but Brawley's got to make something out of it. Just keep getting the ball back isn't doing any good. The Wildcats with a chance here with a 2nd and 10 at the Imperial 33 to put some good distance between themselves and the Tigers with 7:38 to go. Plenty of time. We're only in the 3rd quarter. And here is a little bit of run, and this is Ethan. And Ethan's wanted to run, and he breaks the tackle. Ethan could take it. Oh, and he's going to go out of bounds and like the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
What a great scramble. That is a 31-yard scramble.
Yeah, good run by Ethan, beating the defense on that play. Yeah, I was watching that Tiger defensive line. They broke that. I mean, they broke the line of scrimmage pretty quick. They were all out blitz, and
well, it was a jailbreak. Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Brawley. Anybody played for Brawley? That was a jailbreak. That's what they call it. Send everybody, and Ethan was able to just step up and take off. And my word from Coach Selva is he wants to run more than he did last year, and he's just a sophomore.
Yes,
and it's not like he grew a foot and a half.
No,
but
a little bit.
But hey, he did.
Mentally, he's stronger as a sophomore.
Exactly. 7:25 to go. Brawley's going to have, and this is going to be not getting in. Okay, so it's going to be a 30-yard scramble because the ball was on the 3. And he tried to scramble. I'm sure Brawley would like to get him a touchdown to reward him for that, but we got to get back to Brawley football.
Yeah.
And he's all the way back now. He lost about a yard on that.
Yeah. Looks like it's on the.
But that's the way there's a couple of ways to slow down a rush. One of them is screen passes, and a draw. Okay.
Right.
And scrambling. you know. Okay. And here we go. So Brawley hopefully will not need any timeouts near the end of the game, Danny. And we will remind you that you're listening to Wildcat football and watching it on the webcast. We're going to get back to that, try that hard insurance again in a moment by Johnny's restaurants in Brawley, El Centro, and here in Imperial. Brownies in the Town Pump, and remember, it's brownies from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then it becomes the Town Pump menu. Same steak, same guy cooking. Gabe is there. Nothing different. And so if you miss the Town Pump, you just are missing it for no good reason. And that's open from, I believe, 4 to 10. But I thought I pulled something out that I had that written down. And let me make sure on that one if I can.
Okay.
If I haven't, I already moved that, so it's somewhere here. I will straighten that out. But they're open. Go get a steak. Okay? Go get a steak. That's all I can tell you. All righty. And Danny, we will try to, the referee, it may be something, I think he's talking to both teams. Maybe somebody's getting a little too frisky out there. Okay. No, we're going to jump into this and then we'll jump into that. Here we go. Bros, Zabros Design Shop, your one-stop promo shop. We do everything from screen printing to trophies, now offering full vehicle wraps. Come by and see Rudy or Troy. We can help you out. That's Kaz Bros, KAZ-BRO' Design Shop. Okay? And, they've sent, I guess they're sending a warning or whatever. And 760 Mobile Detailing, we come to you from a basic wash to ceramic coatings. We've got you covered. Hey, I sent him to Self's house. He'll get about 5 cars, man. That guy looks like good old Honest Charlie's used car lot. All right. And Honest Charlie used to sponsor us here on the good old KROP days. And so that's just hearkening me back. All right. Love the autos. And here we go. There's Gutierrez. And so Brawley got a nice 30-yard run from Gutierrez and got down to the 3-yard line, first and goal, and has done nothing but kind of run around, a couple of scrambles. I don't know.
I think some adjustments in the defensive, line for Tigers,
I know, but
we some changes.
We used to be dive right, dive left, dive up the middle.
Yeah.
And suddenly, but again, credit Imperial's defense. They got a couple of pretty good-looking guys who are playing pretty tough, and they've got some size on that line and some athleticism. And oh my goodness.
Second timeout.
Okay, second timeout, and something not right, Danny. That's all I can say. Something not right. Let's go ahead and take a step back.
Nationwide is on your side. So you're up and down, kid. You've been saving for a big man cave. Good luck with that, Dave. So many things you're doing with your life. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
For all your many sides, there's Nationwide. Call Heart Insurance Center, 898 Main Street, Brawley, or in the Prince Plaza, 1503 North Imperial Avenue, El Centro. Since 1945, we have a heart for personal service.
Okay, and shout out to all the people at Heart Insurance Company. We appreciate your support. 5 minutes to go, and now we're going to pitch it out to Isaiah. And Isaiah is not going to get in on 4th and 3. And that is going to fire up the Imperial Tigers, Danny Tombach.
Yeah, great stop by Imperial Tigers there. I got to give kudos to that defensive line right now. Looks like it's forcing the Wildcats to go outside a little bit, and they shut them down on 4 down. So No turnover on downs. Imperial gets the ball on the 3-yard line, I believe. So
Yeah.
That'll keep the Wildcats from scoring.
And wow. Okay.
2-yard line. Imperial first and 10.
All right, Imperial 97 yards away. That's the only good news if you're a Wildcat fan. And already have coughed up the ball on the 1-yard line, Danny Tombach, or we could have a lot different ball game. Let's see what happens. Jorge Alvarado is the quarterback. Got a single back Adams, and he's going to give it to Adams, and they're going to just try to bully their way forward. But the Wildcats getting in on that one. Who's down the bottom of the pile? Looks like number 3, Figueroa, and 35. Yep.
Tanner again.
There's
Tanner Travis.
Yep, there's a guy that should be fired up. If you just joined us, Tanner played for 3 years here for Imperial, and is playing his senior year, as shortened as it is by COVID-19 and the pandemic. And so, this every play is big to him. Yeah, that's all I can say. And we appreciate Greg Smith, Vice Principal of Brawley High School, stopping by. I put him on the spot. I kind of apologize. But I think the community kind of wants to know what's going on, but the bottom line is Greg's is as honest an administrator as you're going to find, and he's just kind of saying it's changing. We're not sure. And here we go with a big play by Imperial. Alvarado escapes the blitz. It was a jailbreak by the Wildcats, and the Wildcats pay the price as Alvarado steps out and has a wide open receiver.
Yeah, number 17 on the reception, which is Raymond Pettis. So he's also a senior this year, so nice play by him.
18-yard line.
Also bringing a 1st and 10 again for the Tigers. They are on the 20-yard line. Run by number 28, breaks out to the outside.
Yep. Now they go back to Adams, and Adams instead of he was going up the middle. Now he's taking 2 steps and maybe reading a little bit more, Danny, and then breaking it to the outside. Inside handoff to Adams, and who's there to meet him?
Number 19 was that one, got his arm out, which is Nathan May, I believe, correct? Number 19?
And Cazares comes up from the linebacker position. I think Cazares might be spying on him. Okay. We need to watch that.
Okay.
So anywhere that Adams goes, Cazares goes. So, just to make sure that somebody's keeping track of him, because again, he's small and swift, and if you don't catch him right away, you're in trouble. Right. 2:38 to go. Brawley up 20-6. Just missed an opportunity to put some daylight, and Imperial trying to climb back in the game. And I believe that I think
hit out of bounds, I believe.
Brawley hit him out of bounds after he dropped the ball. I don't know what that's about.
Looks like a late hit against the Wildcats.
Oh, my God.
Well,
all right. Well, the number 10, I'll tell you who did it because they just pulled him out of the game, so there's no guesswork to that. And who do we got there?
Gilbert Corrales. Tweedy.
Okay.
Yeah, so they call him Tweedy.
So Tweedy, who came up with a big play for us a couple of plays ago, what year is he?
I believe he's I don't have it here. I think he's a sophomore.
Okay.
Sophomore, junior.
Okay. He's
younger.
All right. So first varsity action. 2:18 to go. Imperial now getting life and getting some extra life, which they don't need. Nice pass out in the flat to number 15, but a nice tackle. Way to stay with that. Who was that?
Number 8, which is Ruben Abarca again.
Okay, number 44 also in on that tackle. 41. I'm sorry, Channy. Yeah. Okay, so Channy read that. Let him make the catch. Let him come back. And then as soon as he caught it, down he went. So a lot of action and a gain of about 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 with 1:46 to go. In the third quarter, Brawley leading 20-6. And Imperial at their own 43-yard line, having come up with a 4-down, 3-yard goal line stand. I'm just impressed by that. And trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Brawley comes with everybody, and the ball is hit up in the air and just literally bounced off of, that's our boy, Barca.
Yes, Ruben Barca on the deflection there.
And I think it was coming so hot he couldn't catch it. I'll be honest with you. That ball looked like it
had some zip on it.
Yeah, like he was thinking curveball and got a fastball.
Yeah, but his hands were up. You know, he saw the ball coming. His hands were up in the air. But.
Yeah, but I still think he was guessing curveball and got an inside fastball. Okay, 1:19 to go, and Imperial is going to call timeout. David Shaw didn't like something, and we will try to get another spot going here.
Wildcat football is brought to you by Johnny's Burritos with locations in Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro. Johnny's with a full menu of your favorite Mexican and American food and the best burritos in town. That's Johnny's Burritos. Go Wildcats from Johnny's Burritos in Brawley. This portion of Wildcat football is brought to you by Clicka Parker Insurance Brokers, located at 350 G Street in Brawley. Stop by and talk with Jeff or Holly, or give them a call at 760-344-0600. That's Clicka Parker Insurance Brokers. Go Wildcats from Clicka Parker Insurance. This portion of Brawley High Wildcat football is brought to you by the Man Company, where you will find a complete line of quality Shell lubricants, motor oils, grease, and gear oils. You'll find the quality and the service you need at the Man Company in Brawley, located at 1313 Main Street. Go Wildcats from the Man Company.
Okay, back to play, and I'm a little hot, so I'll turn it down a little bit. Back to the play, and Joaquin Alvarado now completes another pass to Chris. What number is that? Chris.
Number 15. Chris Tierman.
Chris Shearman. Yeah, what number?
15 is what I have. I think.
Okay, number 15, and now right back to pass. Alvarado's going to throw, and he's going to have another completion. And number 1. So
Jesse Nichols on the reception there. And Isaiah Young on the tackle on that play.
Okay, and have we seen this somewhere before, Danny? Teams get down to Brawley and then they start trying to pass their way back in and having a little bit of success. But as we're going to end, this could be the end of the third quarter unless it's an incompleted pass. Brawley trying to get some pressure, gets on Alvarado and hits him, and the ball almost intercepted by Isaiah Young. And a good hit on Alvarado out there by number 3, Jason Figueroa, and that made that ball, he made that ball kind of flutter and gave Thomas a chance to get in there, Danny.
Yeah, good defensive play on both ends of the defense. I mean, the backfield and the rush. So Wildcats are on third and fourth, 9 minutes, 6 seconds. 9.6 seconds.
Yeah,
I was like 9 minutes.
9 minutes. I'm going home, man. That steak sounded good. Here we go. Back to passes, Alvarado. Here comes the blitz. He throws, but again, he throws and he's in the middle of a bunch of people. And his arm, he could not follow through, so he couldn't get any zip on that. Alvarado's a good-sized kid. Apparently he's a baseball player from the note that we have here.
Right.
That he is a baseball player. Decided senior year for now into play football, but as soon as maybe this week he can start playing both, Danny, which would be great.
That would be
3.9 seconds. I'm going to make sure on that. And here he goes back to pass Alvarado, and he throws, and good coverage out there on number 1 by number 23, Isaiah Young. And the Wildcats will take over on downs at the end of the third quarter. So when we open up the fourth quarter, Tom Ronco with Danny Tombach bringing you exciting Wildcat football for 2020 on the Desert Reviews Facebook webpage, webcasting by the Desert Review, broadcasting by Wildcat Broadcasting, Danny and I, and Albert Padilla will join us maybe in Calexico. That's in his neighborhood. All right. When we come back for the fourth quarter, it will be Brawley taking over on downs.
Tonight's Brawley Wildcat football is sponsored in part by the Fine Folds at Fry Chapel and Mortuary Crematory, always providing the service and care needed for a peaceful eternal rest. Located at 799 South Brawley Avenue in Brawley. Phone number is 760-412-5537. Go Brawley Wildcats from Fry's Chapel and Mortuary Crematory in Brawley.
Okay, welcome back to exciting Wildcat football. It's the fourth quarter. So the Imperial Tigers come up with a very impressive 4-down stand at their own 3-yard line, but the Wildcats come back, Danny, and hold on downs and end up with the ball at the Wildcat 40. And rolling out to pass is number 13, sophomore quarterback Ethan Gutierrez, and he finds the probably smallest target on the field.
Ruben Abarca.
Ruben Abarca. And I tell you, I don't know Ruben from anything, but I'll tell you something. He's my new Manny Pacquiao.
Right.
Pound for pound, the toughest guy you're going to find. Yeah. And I don't know if he's the heaviest puncher, but he's not afraid of anything.
No, he's not.
I'm not sure. I wish they would give us the years on some of these guys.
Yeah, I don't
but
have
maybe,
it
wait a minute. You know what? I might have it on this other sheet. But he was not playing offense when this first came out, nor was he playing defense. So, there he is. He is a sophomore. Okay.
So quarterback keeper for Ethan Gutierrez. Looked like he was going to hand off the ball to Isaiah Young, but he kept it and ran out the outside, and that was enough for another first down.
That's good. So Ethan and Ruben are together as sophomores, so we better get used to that combo.
Right.
We better get used to that.
So Ruben's a sophomore, correct?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's what I'm reading. Yeah. Okay, and now we have another timeout. I'm not sure who called it, but could be Imperial. I don't know why Brawley would. Brawley with 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. And let's see if we can get something in there. Maybe who haven't we heard from? There you go.
A&R Construction, serving the Imperial Valley since 1988. 1631 River Drive in Brawley. 760-344-4653. They are the proud sponsors of the Brawley Wildcat broadcast from the Desert Review.
Okay. All right. We are back. 11:09 to go. And 1st and 10, Danny. And the clock now becomes the ally of the Wildcats, who lead this 20-6. And not quite sure what Coach David Shaw of the Imperial Tigers saw particularly that caused him to, use a timeout. But they apparently are going to, in necessity at some point is going to say they're going to throw the football, and when that goes bad, you stop the clock. So 11:09 to go. Ethan Gutierrez puts a man in motion, and that's Isaiah Young, and Young's going to try to get around the corner. And he pretty interesting run, Danny. He's going like full bore towards the left sideline, and then as he gets close to the sidelines, he thinks, "Oops!" And then he started to slow down and try to edge his way up the field. An interesting run. I'm kind of glad. I keep forgetting we're a webcast because I'm sorry, it's too many years of radio. But I hope that people are seeing that. And I don't need to do that, but it's.
You've adjusted well, Tom, over the years.
I don't know. They shoot horses, don't they? 10:30 here to go. Imperial Brawley, and we didn't expect anything less, did we, Danny?
No, we didn't. Yep.
2nd and 5 for the Wildcats at the 47 No, 42 of Imperial. And the give is to Young? No, number 6. Who's number 6?
McCahey, Washington. Right? McCahey, Washington. Yeah, we talked about his name of the day. We're trying to figure it out.
So you were talking about him. He saw quite a bit of action against Southwest, right?
Yes.
And he is we don't know. I don't have him on my sheet. And he plays in the fullback position that usually Camilo, correct?
Yes.
All right. And the name again?
McCahey, Washington.
McCahey, Washington. All right. Isaiah Young. So now Brawley's going to do a little ground and pound. And why are they bringing the ball back? We have a penalty.
Jeremiah Naylor combined on the tackle. There is a flag on the play.
Okay. Illegal block or shift. Okay. And I'll tell you one thing, Brawley is winning statistically in the penalties against column, which is not something we like to see.
Yeah.
Okay, Gutierrez will go under center. Ethan, a sophomore, puts Jason Figueroa, the senior, in motion. Figueroa is going to get back a lot of the penalty and get out close to a first down. Brawley needing to get to the, and here we go with another flag. So I'm not quite sure what's going on over there, although it could be, I don't know. Let's see what we get. And they're pointing at Brawley.
On the carry, there is a flag on the field after the play.
Oh, unsportsmanlike conduct against Imperial. Oh, it's going to be offsetting penalties. So a little scuffle over there, Danny, shall we say? A disagreement.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it from my angle here.
Yeah, well, we're low. You don't appreciate Brawley's press box till you get someplace like this, where you feel like you're sitting kind of on the field, you know, Indian style. We could go up top, but there's no room, and the press box is maybe a foot above us, so I'm not worrying about that. 9:13 to go. Beautiful field. I love coming down here to Simpson Shimomoto Field, home of the Imperial Tigers. A lot of tradition on this field. Billy Brewer played defensive back here for the Imperial Tigers on this field. Won a San Diego CIF, that time I believe 1A football championship. Not here, of course.
Yeah.
They don't hold championships in Imperial County, but close enough. 9:10 to go. Brawley up 20-6, as you probably are seeing. And Brawley now just kind of playing Brawley football. On 2nd and 4, they give it to Young. Young will pick up about 6. So the ball getting down to I'm trying to still think, at about the 17?
Yeah. 17?
Yeah, not a bad guess. Dang. That guy's either that or the PA announcer is as off as I am. That's all right. 8:35 to go. And the Wildcats, again, just now trying to accomplish two things. Get positive yards and keep the ball out of the hands of the Imperial Tigers. And this is going to be Gutierrez fakes it to Young and then tries to squirt out around the corner. He'll get down. Let me see. I got to see where the guy's spotting this. Looks like he picked up maybe one or 15. Okay.
Yeah.
So he picked up 2. But again, the ally of the Wildcats, the 12th player, if you will, is the clock, 7:53. I'll give him 2, down to the 15. Okay, yeah, we're good. 2nd and 8 from the 15-yard line. And the Wildcats now with kind of a shift to the right, everybody on the right side, and then they're going to give it back in. And I'm not That looked just kind of like a dive play that just took a while to get going. And that was
Isaiah Young, number 23, correct?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it was Isaiah, number 23, down the dive. On the
Oh, yeah,
right.
there he is. Okay.
Yeah. On tackle with the lineman in the beginning. He missed him and got a couple extra yards.
And he gets a first down. Ball down around, let me see where this guy is. It'll be down about the 7 or 8 yard line. They're going to say it's on the 9.
Okay.
Oh, 7. All right, I got it. And it's real hard to see. I'm just telling you. And fortunately, Lloyd, who is doing the great camera work for the Desert Review Facebook page, is showing you a better picture than Danny and I are actually seeing. Maybe we should get a live cast out here, Danny, get the replay booth going. 20-6 Wildcats, first and goal from the 7. And it's touchdown Brawley Wildcats. Number 23.
Isaiah Young for the touchdown.
So with 6:43 to go in the fourth quarter, a long drive.
Yep, so we have Wildcats 20 and Tigers 6. Let's see what they do if we go for the 2-point conversion or the field goal. I don't know. Frutos looked pretty good kicking the last couple times in the kickoff, so.
Yeah, but it's a little different. No, we're gonna try. No, we are. You're right. Hey,
is it Frutos? Oh yeah, see Luis Frutos.
Number 20.
Number 27.
Okay.
Let's see. There you go.
Oh. He couldn't do that if you paid him. You could not do that if you paid him.
That happened last week too.
He did?
Yes, he hit the right goalpost the last time. But he had the power.
Oh my goodness, that's him. If you would, like I said, that seems almost impossible to be able to hit both crossbars. But irregardless, Brawley is up now 26-6 on a 7-yard run by number 23,
Isaiah Young.
Isaiah Young. That is actually Isaiah's second touchdown. Third
touchdown.
Yeah, he had a 6-yard run in the third quarter, and so his third touchdown. So Daniel Camilo Jr. ran the opening kickoff back, if you just are kind of tuning in or in and out, ran 85 yards for a touchdown. Since then, Young has scored 3 times. Okay? And Frutos, who can nail a goalpost better than anybody we've ever seen, is going to kick off. And he gets his foot into a little squibber. This one is caught cleanly by Imperial, and they're going to have good field position. As I think I've got to believe, Danny, they're adjusting on special teams for Imperial and putting like all receivers in the middle of that pack, because he just picked that off way too cleanly compared to the last couple of attempts.
Right. And then number 10, Tweety, Gilbert Corrales.
All right.
Tackle again, so yeah, I can bring him back on.
You and Tweety. All right. Wildcat football brought to you by Fried Chapel and Mortuary. Brent Beef, Casbro Design Shop, and that's your one-stop promo shop. We do everything from screen printing to trophies, now offering full vehicle wraps. That's KAZ-BROS. See Rudy or Troy, we can help you out. Where you can see them, I'm not sure, but we'll get that straight by next week, okay? And we'd also like to welcome a new sponsor, 760 Mobile Detailing. And ironically, I was looking for a mobile detailing today.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah, I thought, hey, man, if I could get a quick wash and wax on that, my pickup, I would do it, but I didn't want to be, going all over the place. So, we come to you from a basic car wash to ceramic coatings. We've got you covered. Give them a call. 76ZERO. Imperial gives it to Adams, I believe. On third down after an incompleted pass. It became second and 10, and on second and 10 with 6:14 and the clock now running again, Imperial tried to change things up, slow the Brawley rush down, but the Wildcats and I think they're just looking for him a little better. Also, if you look across, they've got more of a four-man front look. 5:56 to go, third and almost 10. Alvarado throws and just whistles the ball. He's got an arm on him, I'll tell you that. But it was a little too tall for a number 15, and the Wildcats had a chance at an interception, but I'm telling you what, he zings that thing, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And number 35 again, Tanner there with his hands up, maybe making the ball go a little higher.
Yep.
Causing a hard throw.
Yep, Tanner Travis, we've talked about one more time. We'll tell you again, played on this field for 3 years for Imperial. Now on the other side of the ball and having a heck of a game. Back to pass go the Wildcats, and one Wildcats kind of ball hits the ground. Now gets a kind of a pseudo Brawley roll as number 8 Barca just kind of took a look at it and saw a whole bunch of red shirts coming at him and thought, nah.
I'm sure he thought about getting it.
Hey, fine line between being brave and being a fool, and he was brave. And brave enough to let it bounce. Okay?
But he's not afraid to run that ball.
No. Hey, I'm telling you, they're fine line.
Yeah.
It really is. You look and you think, wow, what bravery. And then on the other hand, if it doesn't go well, you think, wow, that wasn't very smart. So here we go. He's proven it too. Imperial again now. Time is really becoming the ally of the Wildcats. They lead by 20 points, 26-6, have a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Back to pass is Ethan Gutierrez. I thought we'd be kind of running the ball around, but he throws and finds number
24, Daniel
Camilo. Okay. So I thought he was kind of out there by himself, and he was. Nobody back to block.
Yeah.
And Ethan's showing me some zip. What do you think?
Yes. I mean, since his freshman year, when we first saw him throw, he threw pretty hard for a freshman. This year, there's even more zip on the ball now.
Okay, yeah. Coach Pedro Carranza, whose son Tanner was a kind of stud running back, but now is out of baseball, and who will be back if he can do both. Okay, we'll be back. I'm sure Pedro's been talking to him because I could throw a baseball pretty fast too, I imagine. Back to pass is Ethan Gutierrez. Stops, holds the ball, and gets caught from behind. Number 50, who likes to show off the fact that he spent COVID working out and flexing his muscles. I would say he needs a little more work before he should flex so much. But that's just a personal opinion as a former PE teacher. Okay? If I was in a weight room, I'd say, forget the T-shirt muscles. Let's get something else on you. 4:19 to go, 26-6. The Brawley High Wildcats seem to be in control of this one. Next Thursday night, we will be April 1st. That's right. We will be at Calexico to take on the Bulldogs. And stay tuned on that one because rumors had it they are getting very low on numbers. So depending on who they have tonight, we're not getting any reports from anybody else. We need to put Betty back on that. Tonight, Southwest was at Calexico. And Brawley Imperial. Last night, if we can go over the scores again, Central shut out Vincent Memorial 34-0. Their second shutout. Tomorrow night, and this is an interesting story, Danny. Palo Verde will be at Hopeville tomorrow night. But that's not the story. We'll get the rest of it here in a minute. Ethan Gutierrez and the Wildcats with a 1st and 10 from their own 47. With about 3:09 to go, are going to give it to
number 6 on that play.
That's your guy, Washington.
No, number.
No, it's number 6.
I don't have number 6.
We don't have number 6.
I don't. Do you? That's the one. Let's see. I could look it up here too.
Number 6. Okay, what did I do with my? I was kind of dependent on you there for a second.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Well, I get it right now.
All right.
Let's see.
Brawley in no particular hurry to get the next playoff. So that's giving us both time to scramble around. Oh, I got
JJ Gutierrez, number 6.
JJ Gutierrez.
Oh, he's
there
back.
you go.
Okay, so he's
back.
Okay.
All right.
No
Okay.
wonder his number was on here.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been gone the last couple games, but he's back now.
Yeah. We won't go into that story. 2:18 to go, and Brawley has called a timeout. Interesting thing about the Palo Verde game with Hauteville tomorrow.
Okay.
Palo Verde did not have a football coach or anything kind of going on when the governor announced I just think they didn't hire a football coach because they didn't think they were going to play football,
right?
Among other things, okay? And nothing personal, but in the valley here, you could go find ex-Imperial coach Kerry Laguerra. Mm-hmm. You could go find, any one of a number of good assistant coaches. And you can find somebody in a pinch to take over your program.
Yes.
Not so in Blythe, apparently. And then they decided, okay, we are going to play football. But they were in the purple tier.
Okay.
So before they could hold their first practice 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago Tuesday, the Riverside County Health Department came out, tested everybody, and a guy showed up positive. So for 14 days, they had to quarantine. Okay. So their first practice, ostensibly, was yesterday, Wednesday. So they're going to practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're playing tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's what it is. And Isaiah Young on the ball on the carry with coming down to two minutes to go. 2 weeks from last night, Thursday night. So next Thursday night we're at Calexico.
Okay.
In 2 weeks, it's going to be a trip to the island, that being Coronado, to play the Coronado Islanders. And I think in any year but a COVID year, Coronado would not want to necessarily play Brawley. I'm not sure what division they are in. They might be in 3 with us.
Okay.
But we've just never played them in my memory. And I'm pretty much been here the modern era, or at least the San Diego era, and we're going to go play them. But I think, the fact we have a young team and the fact that we, everybody's kind of just trying to scramble if they have an open date. And that's a pitch to Jason Figueroa. And Figueroa is going to pad his stats with that. The ball was on the 49-yard line, and he's down to the 21-yard line. So what did they say, 26 yards on that carry?
Just about.
For Figueroa. So Brawley now controlling the game and the clock. Brawley probably...
and he stayed in bounds. So.
Yeah, and David Shaw, who's a new coach at Imperial and is going to do well, said he wants his players to play hard and the wins will come. Noted to me today that John Bishop, John Self, and John Self's father, John John Self, will all have been mentors to him. So, the Brawley is going to take a knee and call this one a game, and, no need to push it any further. Brawley Wildcat football, brought to you by Wildcat Broadcasting and the Desert Review, has rights to this BUHS contest that have been granted to the Desert Review by Brawley Union High School District and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening and viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the production without the express written consent of the Brawley Union High School District is prohibited. Danny, that's the buzzer. One more time. Let's run down our sponsors. We'd like to thank Jordan Central Implements and Brawley El Centro and Indio. Click up Parker Insurance. Check by with Jeff and Holly in Brawley. And OK Rubber Tire. Also, Dr. Donald Barnitsky. I call him Doc Barnitsky, I'm sorry. And the Vision Care Center on Main Street in Brawley. One World Beef Packers. Desert RV. Also, the Dom team, Doug and Andrew, for your real estate, commercial, agricultural, and residential. Also, Carter Taylor and Lidco. And the Clayton Drain Tile. Also, A&R Construction Company, The Man Company, Fry Chapel and Mortuary, Smith Kendall Insurance and Real Estate, Brownies in the Town Pump, which again are one unit, Brownies in the morning till the afternoon, Town Pump in the evening, both full menus, Johnny's Burritos in Brawley El Centro, and of course here in Imperial, Hart Insurance Centers, Ojeda Industries, 760 Mobile Detailing, Kaz Bros Design Shop, Brant Beef, and those are our sponsors. We will join you next Thursday night, not Friday night. It's not an April Fool's, even though it's April 1st. We're going to be on Thursday night, first of 2 consecutive Thursday games, and hope you will join us then. And remember that all 3 of the Brawley High Wildcat games, 2 are already up on YouTube. The Desert Review. Don't forget the. And then tomorrow morning, Lloyd and Betty will have uploaded this game, and so you can relive it, share it, whatever you want to do.
And
Danny,
also on YouTube, right?
on YouTube, that's where you go.
Okay.
The Desert Review on YouTube. Watch it on Facebook, replay on YouTube. Okay, Danny, any final comments?
No, great job to both teams today. It's good to see everybody out here. There's a little bit more people here nowadays. We're looking on the other side of the field on the ditch bank over there. But overall, safety first.
Exactly. Apparently they are allowing cohorts of 4 around here.
Yeah.
And but we are now in the red tier, and as we move up, we're going to have more and more people available, and that's like Greg Smith pointed out, as with the start of high school. Classes you're going to class.
Yes.
Danny is teaching every day. All right, Danny?
Yes.
Okay. It's just he's not teaching with his cohort in front of him.
Yeah.
He's Zooming. And some point, Danny's going to stop Zooming and start in-person cohorts, right?
Yep. We're starting.
Okay.
Yes,
and he's vaccinated, right?
Yes, sir.
So, a lot of moving pieces, but they're all moving in the right direction.
Yes.
Is that a fair thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. For Danny Tombach, I'm Tom Runco saying thank you for joining us, and see you next Thursday night from Willis Ward Field in Calexico.